Hi, today I'm going to show you how to model 2D clearances inside Revit's plumbing fixtures families so we can meet some regulations, in this case the FHA standards, and also the family will have to comply with some client specific conditions on how the family should be. So, really quickly, what you can see here is the graphic of how clearances should be. So we have at least three different sizes or measures: 66 by 48, 56 by 48, and 56 by 60. See, in this case, we don't have the dimension here, but in another picture of the same code, we have that the specify that this lavatory shouldn't be more than 24 inches. So we can assume that this will be 24, right? And the other thing that we are going to see is that, well, how the family should be. So the family should be one single family. We can have three toilets, of course, containing the three types of clearances, and it should represent the hatch or not. How is that? So we can have the ability to only have the border showing or the border and the hatch, right? And the other condition is that this hatch has to be controlled by one single parameter. We can have hatch 1, hatch 2, hatch 3, because that will be kind of messy. See, and the other thing, and very important, is that hatches should be only be seen in certain views without using filters. That's something that we need to learn how to do. So how are we going to do that? So first, I am going to show you the family finished, so you can understand a little better how are the conditions, how was the family made. So the first one was we have this toilet here. It's a 3D toilet, but we are going to be focusing only on the plan views. See, and as you can see here, if I hit, I can see my toilet, and can see the three clearances, right? So if I hit one, you will see that I only can see the contours, and again I can see those for all the other clearances, right? And if I need the hatch, I only have one parameter called hatch, and I'm going to fill this. If I remove this clearance, there will be no hatch at all, even this parameter is on. And again, if you put any of these clearances, it will be populating the right one. So that was one condition with it's already solved. Now, the other thing that was a requirement was the visibility, and it's very important because if we choose to have this clearance open, it will be, or on, sorry, it will be on all views, right? So we need to filter that, but one of the requirements was without filters. So there's a simplest way to do it, right? So as you can see here, we can see it only in coarse mode. In fine mode, we won't be able to see it. However, there are some times when we don't want all the elements to be in coarse view. So we need to figure out how to show this even if it's in fine mode, for instance, which we already did here. So you see, if I hit here, it will be in coarse mode, still will be on, but in fine won't be showing. But in this view that I have, you see I don't have any view template at all. And if we are, complying with that condition. So now let's see how to do this. Now, as you can see here, we are now on the plumbing fixtures families template, right? And you can see that we have already our toilet. We're not going to focus on our toilet. We're just going to focus on our clearances and our hatches. So I already create some reference planes. You see this is 18 and this is 15. So this is representing actually uh, these distances, which is the interface of the wall here, and the distance to the vanity or lavatory, right? So again, what I did also was to draw all these geometries with symbolic lines. Basically, why do we use symbolic lines? Because we don't want them to be seen in 3D views. That could be messy for the project. So I'm just doing an example of what I did, and yeah, just symbolic lines and apply all my contours. It's something that we are not going to be stopping. So we already have, first of all, the clearances, and the second, the hatches, right? So now we are going to start assigning parameters, sorry. And as you can see here, we have the symbolic lines, which is going to be representing the 66 by 48 or 48 by 66 clearance. So we are going to assign a visibility parameter to these lines actually. So I'm going to select all of those. And as you see, we are going to make sure that we are just selecting the lines. And we have, in this case, 10 lines, and all of them has this visible choice here, right? So I'm going to hit this rectangle here, and I'm going to create a new parameter. Why I do this from here? Because I already know that the parameter is going to be a yes no parameter. So I'm going to create one, and I am going to call it, of course, clearance 48 by 66, right? So I just have it right here. So let's just write it down, and I'm going to set this as an instance because I need to control sorry, all my parameters, and I'm going to uh, group this under constraints. Under constraints, it's better because user can have all the well, I like to put under constraints all my parameters because the user can easily see at this part of the window all its parameters that are available for him. So I'm going to hit OK, and I already have created my clearance 48 by 66. And now, of course, I am going to do the same for my other clearances, only for these clearances. Okay, so I'm going to start doing this. Okay, so now all my three clearances are already assigned with the visibility parameter and are under constraints group. So you see clearance 48, etc., right? So the other thing that I'm going to do, let's just erase these dimensions. And what I'm going to do is to group all of these things because I want just to have it as one single element, not all these lines loosed. So I'm going just to create all these groups, and now I can easily align them with my sorry, my correct location, right? So now that we already do this, we need to assign the visibility parameters for the hatches. See, so how are we going to do this? We are going again to assign a visibility parameter. See again, but now we are going to call it in another way. We are going to call it hatch and the corresponding hatch, of course, of this one. So this will be again instance parameter. This will be called. This will be. This is the 48 by 66. So I am going to put it as hatch 48 by 66, right? So I'm going to put it right here. And sorry, the part is that we are not going to use this parameter. This parameter will be controlled by another formula, by a formula and another parameter, remember? So I'm going to group this under construction, not under constraints. So this will be like that. This should be looking like this. And if you go to properties here, you will be see that in constraints we have the clearances, and under constructions we have the hatch, right? So I'm going to do exactly the same for the other two. So now I've already assigned a visibility parameter for this field region. You will notice that it will be matching its measures again. And I already had put group them. So again, I just can easily align these things, and you will be seeing something like this. Sorry, something wrong here. Yeah, should be something like this inside your template family. And if I go to the properties here and the family types, you will be seeing something like this. These the clearance, the three clearances, and the three field regions or hatches, right? Okay, so now we need to control these three hatches according one parameter, right? So we are going to create a parameter called hatch. And again, it will be instance because if we are going to control this as instance parameter, all these parameters that are going to be involved in this equation are needs to be instance as well. So I'm going to be this will be a hatch parameter. I'm sorry, this will be hatch, and I'm going to put this as a yes no parameter again, and I'm going to put this as constraints because this will be controlling all my hatches right here. So I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to hit apply just to make sure that we already have these already as we wanted. Now we are going to create some formulas, really simple formulas to control this. So what we need to do is to create or write down a formula of, called an if and formula. So why is this called? Because this is with two conditions. So if, let's just put it not in capital. I'm going to write down parentheses, and I'm going to put and I'm going to start writing two conditions, right? So if and, the first condition will be the clearance. So the clearance will be 48 by 56. So I need to write this down exactly as it is the parameter. So, and then when I do this, I'm going to put separate a comma with a comma, and I'm going to put the other condition will be hatch. So I'm going to close, and I'm going to separate again. So this will be the first if then condition. So if and, this will be the two conditions, and I'm going to put the true values. So I can't write true or false in a yes no parameter. What I can do is to give a true or false mathematical statement. How is that going to be? For instance, I'm going to put that 2 will be greater than 1. So that's true, right? So that will be that Revit will take as true. And in case of false, again, will be 2 will be less than 1, and I'm going to close this, right? And again, now this hatch, you will be see that if I hit here, nothing happens, but if I hit hatch, you can see that this will be grayed out but checked again. So I will be doing the same with the other two. Now this should be matching. You see 48 by 56 matching with 48 by 56, 66, etc., etc. Let's hit apply. And one last thing we want to make sure is that these clearances should be able to be visible only in certain visual style or level. So I am going to grab, for instance, this model group, and I'm going to hit visibility settings, and I'm going to hit this only as coarse view. That will be that means that this won't be visible in medium or in fine mode. So that's another purpose for our clients. So I'm going to show you that really quick. So first of all, we need to make sure that all of our clearance, all of our groups, all of our 6 groups that are here needs to be saved, or I'm sorry, set as course mode in its visibility, right? That's very, very important. So now that we already have all of those, we are ready to insert into our project and test it. So I'm going to hit load into project, and I will have my toilet here in a plan view, and I can see that I have already my parameters here, and let's check for the clearance 48 by 56. Yeah, it's working. Let's try with hatch. Okay, if I remove the clearance 48 by 56, perfect. And let's just choose this one. Okay, that works. Perfect. Okay, so the other thing that we will be doing here is to modify the settings. So when this is on, this shouldn't be visible in other views. So you already know that we already set this for course mode, right? So in fine view, this won't be visible. However, we don't want the client to always have to be setting the views in course mode to be set the clearance visible. So how do we do that? So let's say our client wants to have this view in fine mode or in detail level medium, but he needs to show the clearance. So there's a problem because the clearance is only showing course mode. So what we do in every view, or the view that we need to do this, we can go to visibility graphics. See, you will see here this, and you will notice that I can set some parameters here, or so do some settings here. So I'm going to look for plumbing fixtures. And in plumbing fixtures, you will notice that I can set the detail level at the end, right? So plumbing fixtures right here, and I'm going to set this view always to be as coarse. So that means even if I am in fine view, I will be able to be my clearances. If I go to another, let's duplicate this view. See, let's make sure that we don't have these visibility settings. Of course, you see here, plumbing features. So let's read at the others. And you can see we have the same family in the same location, but we can control now its visibility. So yeah, that's the way that we can control all these clearances with a simple formula and with just one hatch. So thank you very much for watching, and yeah, please let me know if you like the video or give a like. Thank you very much. Bye bye.